Hey everybody, how are you doing? You guys hanging in there? ah, it's all rolling out exactly as it's supposed to in perfect timing. So it's just time to drop back in the moment and be patient. In the meantime, if there is someone that you feel like you need to make right by, it's not too late, ever too late to do something kind for someone and to confess something. So if something's been weighing on your heart, I think going forward into this new life, we've got to let the load off, whatever that means for you. It could be something different for everybody, but whatever has been weighing on your heart for a while that you have not let off your chest, it's never too late to do the right thing by somebody. Now, just as a caveat, I would say make sure that you have no expectations if you do, because that means you're sincere. If you go in apologizing to someone or confessing to somebody something and you expect something back, it's not a real apology. So just let an apology be an apology or a confession be a confession. Expect nothing back. And then that's where you might receive a miracle back, just maybe. But, make sure that you are just doing it for the sake of doing the right thing for that person or in that situation. And you'll know what I'm talking about because you'll know watching this, you'll know what that thing is. Okay. Um, don't really, I guess Mary Magdalene has something to say. I was going to say, I don't really have anything um, tugging at me today to talk to you guys about, except for that. It is never the wrong time to do the right thing or to be who you truly want to be. If you are thinking, gosh, if I would have taken that path in life, what would that would have been like? What would that have been like? Um, then do that now. It's never too late for a new beginning and never too late to recreate yourself. It's just never too late. Oh, I feel drawn to the surrender cards too. Okay, I guess we're doing some card pulls. Okay, Mary Magdalene, War and Peace. War and Peace. Okay, so there's a clash between your logical mind and a heartfelt yearning at present. Your heart is pulling you in one direction while your mind pulls you in another. This is creating an inner war, which is responsible for the stress you're feeling. The way to overcome your current dilemma is by embracing both your heart and your mind. Trust what your heart is saying, yet apply logic and common sense also. Inner peace is only possible by embracing both sides of your nature. Acknowledge any fear you may have, but do not allow it to stand in your way. Only by doing what feels right in your head will you move closer to fulfilling your dreams. Well, that's a good piggyback to what I was saying. Yet you also need to be rational about your decisions. For both heartfelt inspiration and practical logic are necessary in order to achieve a harmonious and successful outcome. I agree to an extent. I don't totally agree with that. I think that it's important to follow the promptings of your heart and listen to your intuition. When you feel that tug on your heart to go do that thing, and you go do that thing, it works out for everybody, even against all logic. Even if you think that it doesn't make any sense. Like if you were to apply this principle in that I always talk about, like the romantic, movies at the scene where they bust through the airport and they run through all over the place trying to find where the person is. That's not logical. Okay. If you were taking this person's advice who wrote this, You'd be like, it's not logical to go flying through the airport and go take your shoes off at the security and leave your shoes there because you're so desperate to get to the person at the gate. No, that person listened to their heart. And look what happens when they have that moment. And I'm not even talking about romance right now necessarily, but everything wouldn't have worked out for me in Boulder if I would have thought logically, well, I need to have more money, so I'll save up for a few more months. Well, my business is really starting to get going here in Granbury, so I think I'll really see where that goes. I really have a strong urge to go to Boulder, but logically speaking, I should probably just sit here for a bit. And I only had like what, $500 rent on that place. I was right downtown. It was awesome. So I pretty much disagree. I pretty much disagree with what that says. But the rest of it, I mean, follow your heart. Follow your heart and follow your intuition that's just pushing you to go. Now, I would just felt some of you say, well, I don't trust my intuition. If you feel excited to go do something and it's going to bust all kinds of like, it really going to upset a lot of people because they're so used to things being status quo and all that, then definitely do it. Definitely go against the grain. You always want to go against the grain, you guys. Always go against the grain, especially if you're inspired and excited to do something. I don't care what the thing is. Always go against the grain. That's why God gives us these promptings in our hearts. That's why that even happens. You get this little seed planted to go do this exciting, incredible thing. You sit on your hands too long and it's gone. I mean, the seed is always there and the possibility is always there, but it's not the same as if you jump on the momentum, if you jump on that feeling. I left everything. And I've done that many times. I've recreated myself about 1,000,000 times, and it's really, really paid off. Like, really paid off. And my life has become more and more synchronistic and magical as I've done it. And I've really learned to trust my gut. And I've really learned to trust all of the signs and synchronicities and all that kind of stuff and how to follow all of that. I've become more confident from it. I've become a master at what I do. There's so much incredible, we need to trust God. God meaning consciousness. We need to trust that when we flow with the consciousness that's urging us in a certain inspired direction, obviously that's not reckless stuff. That's like inspired. Like, wow, I would love to do that thing. It would just light me up inside. That's what I'm talking about. Not let's go party. That's not the same. I mean, really, like, would it make your heart soar? Would it mean the world to you? Would it change your life? Then that inspirational thing that you acted on, that divine prompting that you acted on, is going to pour over into all those people that you thought it would ruffle up. And it may ruffle them up, fine. But when the dust settles, it will have settled in a way that God intended in the first place for everybody to live. Like, God wants the best for everybody and wants everyone to live their most ultimate incredible life. So when he inspires, or when it inspires you and you act on it, it just spills over into everything and everyone. And all of a sudden, all these incredible things are happening for everybody. Once they surrender, which is probably why I got these surrender cards. Once you surrender, once they all surrender and say, it is what it is. They did what they did, and there's nothing I can really do about it. Once they surrender, then they start seeing, you know what? Actually, I was leaning on them far too hard. Or, you know what? It's about time the system changes. Or, you know what? And the wonderful things happen to everybody in that situation. So always follow your heart and your intuition, always, always, and you're not going to ever live in regret. You're not going to go back and say, man, I really wish I would have said that thing to that person. I really wish I just would have made that call. I really wish that I would have written that letter. I really wish I would have, whatever it is. Go do the embarrassing thing too. Do the embarrassing thing and do the thing that's going to ruffle everybody up. Bust through the building that nobody will go in. Cross those boundaries nobody will cross. We need to push ourselves past what we're comfortable doing, and that's what the Nefarians have tried to do. The Nefarians are the ones, oh, well, you have to be logical. Oh, well, you have to have a certain amount of money. Oh, well, you need to be worthy, and you're not worthy because you really haven't done anything. Or, oh, you'd have been... That's your logic. That's the devil. When your thinking gets in, it messes everything up. And then you sit there stalled for years. You think you're just going to, come up with some kind of excuse right now. But then there's another now moment that you feel inspired that you also put down, and another one and another one, and years go by. When you were like designed to do it immediately, the first time you felt it, or the third time, or the 10th time. But it's never too late to act on that divine prompting. Have you ever had somebody done something wrong to you? Scream or yell at you for no apparent reason? Or, had any kind of reckless thing happen, or just somebody bullied you, or they were mean to you, or rude to you, or insulting, or any of it? Just, have you ever had hurt feelings? Have you ever had hurt feelings with someone, and then years later, when you never would have expected it, did you run into them and they're very apologetic and just like, you know what, I've always wanted to tell you, I didn't mean to say what I said back then. I was really immature, and I da 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 da. You don't have to forgive me. There's nothing I'm asking of you. I just want to say that I'm sorry. That can go a long, long ways. And think of how incredible that would feel. So there's never a too late. There may be a too late to get what you want if you're thinking selfishly, and if you're thinking, oh, I'm going to say this magical thing and then they're going to do something for me. It's probably too late for that, or it could be too late for that. That's why you have to go in with no expectations. So it's too late and it's not too late at the same time. It's too late to have any expectations of that person if you've waited too long. Actually, you should never have expectations anyway, because you never know what's going to happen. But that's the whole thrill of it. You don't know what's going to happen. You take the biggest risk ever, and it has the biggest payoff. I'm a huge risk taker. I've left everything. I have put myself in situations you guys would not even believe. And I've put even my life in danger. I've been in very dangerous situations and had to think on my feet real quick to get the hell out of there to save my life. But man, would I do it all over again? I really would. I did it. I did it smart. I did it clever. I thought things through. I had an exit plan, and it worked every time, and I've had my own back the whole time too. I think if you are just, if you've got a strong intuition, and you know how to be present, and you know how to calm yourself down and be like centered, no matter what's going on around you, you can get out of it. And if you've been building up coping skills, so you've practiced courage through the years, and it's never too late to start practicing courage. When you practice that muscle of courage, you can do just about anything. You know that you can do that. And it's not even like I believe in myself. It's more like I know that I'm kind to myself, and I know that once I'm done, I can lick my wounds and I can make myself feel better. I can self-soothe, basically. I can self-soothe, So if you are building, your confidence in your ability to self-soothe, and you've been practicing a little courage, try taking a big leap of faith. Just try it and see if I'm right. I know I am. I mean, how do you think I've gotten to the point where I could give so much advice out all the time? because I've taken a lot of risks. And I've had to be incredibly courageous. And I have really burned some bridges. I have pissed off a lot of people along the way. But I've also really inspired a lot of people and made a lot of people really happy. And I always try to do what I feel is right. So, to my very best of my ability, you know. So if you need to make right by somebody, just throw caution to the wind. Just throw it all out there, and you'll be amazed what happens when you follow those promptings. All right. So the surrender cards. They're called the power of surrender. Okay. So God, what is it that we need to surrender this week? What is it we need to surrender, please? What do we need to surrender at this time? Dude, like my birthday is going to be the craziest birthday ever this year. Oh, that's interesting. Wow, that's an interesting one. My birthday is April 7th, just before the eclipse. It's going to be so crazy. I can't even imagine. Okay, surrender your belief in scarcity. Boy, that seems appropriate right now, doesn't it? The universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. And this way you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Okay, so, and I feel like, look at that backpack on the guy's back. He's like ready. He knows he's got anything in there he needs to. He's like MacGyver, right? He knows he can do it. He can get himself out of any situation. You know, he can think quick on his feet. Like, he's ready. If I have to go left, I can do that. If I go right, I can do that. Okay, all right. And if I have to, be in limbo over here for a minute, I can do that too. Just kind of think it through and be willing. But some people are so, especially with the Nefarians built all these years, like us not trusting ourselves or feeling worthy of good things or any of that. We're like stuck almost, I don't know, like okay. So this girl did this post on Instagram and I thought this was so perfect. It was so great. She says, surround yourself with things that you absolutely love in a life that you totally love in a way that you love living. And then when something comes in it, introduces itself into your life and it's it's like disrespect or being rude or just doing, being really sloppy or whatever. And you're just like, what the heck? My environment feels great to me. I've built this environment of quiet, of peace, of beauty, of, softness, of tenderness, of play, of silliness, of joking around, all of these things that I love. Build your life with all these things around it that you absolutely love. And then when somebody comes into your life or something comes into your life, you'll just be like, oh, like it's somebody that doesn't resonate with your style, with who you are. So she was talking about how too many divine feminines, basically speaking in our language, she was talking about women, but it's men too. Too many divine feminines, meaning the one who's ready for a relationship while the other one runs away. Too many of them just sit around and waiting for love. And it's the wrong energy to be in. And she said she got sick of talking about the guys, the guys, the guys, the guys. So did I. I haven't done a divine masculine reading forever. I don't know how long it's been. And that's why I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm just like, dude, just build the life you want. Forget about the guy. The guy will eventually, do what he does. If he comes to you, he comes to you. If he doesn't, you've built the most incredible life you could for yourself. But you have to surrender the need to be in a relationship. A relationship isn't going to make you happy. It really isn't. And so many people think that that thing that they don't have, whatever that unattainable goal is, or that thing that's absent from their lives, they're just waiting for that thing. When that thing comes along, it's really going to make me happy. If you can just realize that nothing out there that you attain is going to make you happy, then you're going to realize happiness is right here, right now. And what I mean by that, because I feel like when people say that, it's just like, oh, happiness is right here, right now. Like, what does that even mean? Sometimes these things are just like, we repeat them like parrots, but we don't actually know what that means. Happiness right here, right now is you dealing with your feelings on a regular basis. Even the stuff I talk about, knowing that the negative shit in your life is demons. It's not your stuff. You didn't do that. You just believed a demon that was whispering in your ear. That's all. Stop letting the demons influence you. Start separating yourself from the demons, and you got it. And you'll be happy. You'll have great stuff going on. You may have to battle some demons sometimes, but you get really good at it and slough it off like it's nothing, you know? So I don't know where I was going with that, but basically just the scarcity thing. Money's not going to make us happy. The other thing that, like, none of that is going to make us happy. What we choose to believe and what we think, and the way that we adapt and cope, and the way that we can stay flexible and fluid and present in whatever situation we find ourselves in. Yeah. There was something else, somewhere else I was going to go with that, but it's okay. If it was meant to be, it'll come back at the right time. So surrender scarcity, though. It's like we don't need to be, we're coming into abundant times with Nesara, very abundant times. You're at least going to be you're going to be very comfortable. Everybody on the planet, even those people you see starving in Africa that have to eat flies and stuff or whatever, they're going to be quite comfortable, very comfortable. All of us, everybody in the entire world, everyone on the planet Earth is going to be comfortable with this. We have incredible times ahead, you guys. Everything is metals backed already. The quantum financial system is going to be so incredible. And yes, we're still going to have some nefarious people intermingled for a little bit, but they're going to get weeded out. They're going to get weeded out, and they're going to be forced to either evolve or not be here anymore. So it's going to be up to them. But yeah, and it's not even about judgment. It's about like having respect for other beings, being kind, and it's our time. Wouldn't you say? It's our time for kind, loving people to come to the forefront, for leaders to rise up, for courage to be the norm. No more slinking back in scarcity. Oh, if I do this, I'm going to lose that. Oh, people won't like me if I do this. Oh, they're all going to judge me. I'm sorry, but it's like anybody who judges anybody, they're people you would never look up to anyway. What do you care if anybody judges you? And that just cracks me up. Go out there in pigtails and no makeup and a big old pimple on your face. That's what the Nefarians have done to us. Like we have to be perfect or something to do anything in life. Of course, we're not going to go do anything brave or courageous or inspiring in life if we have to be perfect people to do it. It was the perfect plan that they would plant those seeds in our media. They would plant it in movies and TVs all the time. Oh, I'm not perfect enough. I have low self-esteem. Oh, I'm too insecure. It's endless, isn't it? All the excuses, it's just endless and endless. It just goes on and on. Oh, it's too late now. They're going to be so mad at me. Yeah, they've been so mad at you. You've been punishing them for years. Treating them like crap for years. The least they deserve is for you to say you're sorry, to just end it with, well, I've already just abused them and left them on the ground to die, so I may as well just leave them there. No, what kind of that's not even logical. Don't they deserve to feel something nice after all the abuse? After you being so mean, don't they deserve a little niceness? I think so. We're due our time. We're done with the abuse. We're tired of the tyranny. We need a break. Who watching me right now needs a break? Raise your hand. I haven't been on vacation for so many years. I haven't had any kind of break. Any kind of break. Forever. It's been, I don't even know. I need a vacation so bad. I need a break. I need a break. But luckily, meditation provides that break. It's just like not, relaxing and getting massages and wonderful things like that, feeling pampered. So we could use a little of that after all the scarcity mindset we've been programmed to believe. But we got to be willing to come out of being shy and scared and not willing to take any risks. We got to get into that courage I was talking about, like 2 talks back, I think it was. So, yeah. So I agree. Surrender the scarcity, the need to be scarce. And a lot of people are like skeptical even. Oh, well, that one talking about the Hopi. Hey, we'll all get to Hopi times. Let's hope. What are we in it for if not? You know what I mean? We're all evolving to the point where we're not going to need or care about money at all. So who cares if you have a ton of money? Who cares if you're a trillionaire, gazillionaire, whatever the hell you are? Who the heck even matters? The only people it mattered to was the elites because they could fly through children so fast. It's disgusting. Like you don't even need nothing. You don't need nothing. You just need presence. Presence as in being in the moment, and not presence being given to you. But you just need support, love, and presence to have everything that you need. But we also have to not have these jaded. We need to not have these jaded beliefs that keep us from letting the good stuff in, or like even, oh, there's going to be strings attached, or there's going to be this or that. I mean, I know the NDA thing, that just felt like, okay, I think that is a matter of wisdom. I think we need to be wise about things, but not necessarily skeptical, because skeptical involves fear, and it involves a lack mentality and a scarcity mentality that holds us back from doing anything inspirational, right? Being wise is saying, I'm not just going to go blindly follow everything that everybody's doing. That's how we got in this place in the first place, is by just, oh, everybody else is doing it, so I guess it's okay, you know? Or if I don't do it, I'll be judged. Oh, everybody's going to look at me like I'm terrible, that kind of thing. So anyway, when this good comes in, accept it. Who cares about worthy? If God wants us to have it, he'll give it to us. And it's as simple as that. Thank you, God. I appreciate all this great stuff. This is wonderful. My life is so much easier. I don't have to fear my boss now. The bully boss I have. Now I can go get a job that I really enjoy, that I love. Something that fulfills me, something that excites me, or whatever. You can rethink things from a much more comfortable perspective. So those are the days that are coming, you guys, not the scary times. That's not happening. That's not happening right now. We're on a very good timeline. Very good. And we're about to see that roll out. But just know that there could be, when this all comes to a head, it could be just a little bit scary, possibly, because it's a lot of change. A lot of change all at once, and there could be the scary event that helps wake up the normies, the sleepers, we call them. But just know you're fine. Just stay present. Stay present through it. Don't get in your head, and don't freak out. When you're panicking, it's so like, if somebody tells you not to freak out or to stay calm, that just pisses you off and makes you want to punch them in the face. I get it. But now, before you're in that panic mode, do whatever you got to do to get yourself like, hey, just remember to be present. That The devil is in your head. The demons are going to tell you they'll be wreaking havoc. The minute there's any kind of change or anything looking different at all, the demons will be whispering in your ear like crazy. So that's going to be your real test of faith. Do I listen to the demons or do I listen to God, who is present in the moment with me, holding my hand, making me feel safe and secure, and like everything's going to be okay? Which voice are we going to listen to? And then the blessings come. And we're going to be so relieved and so happy we made that choice, if you choose right. All right. Surrender negative thinking. You have control over your thoughts. Exactly. When negative thinking surfaces, say, thank you for sharing, and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. Meditation is like the best practice right now. Surrender your addictions. Is that why you've been putting off doing the right thing? Perhaps. Maybe it's time to take a good look at your addictions and see, like, what are you addicted to? Are you addicted to drama? Like, there are a million different addictions. This is your time to overcome that. Whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. Okay. Surrender to passion. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. Exactly. Follow your passion, follow your heart. What are you inspired and excited to do? Do that thing. And then surrender to wonder and awe as a result of following that prompting. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. Flow, 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 not er, 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 flow. Go with it, roll with it, see how it goes. Don't be afraid, or be afraid but not care. I've been afraid a lot of times. And I've been like, so I'm going to do it anyway because I feel like it's the right thing to do. I'm just going to do it, but I'm scared. So do it. Once you start doing something that you're afraid of enough, you eventually you're not afraid of it anymore. You got to go a little bit against the flow at first and be afraid. But then once just think of it like that, like public speakers and comedians, they didn't go right out on stage and they're bold and brave and blah, 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 blah to everybody. Totally confident. That took practice. You got to be willing to be uncomfortable at least a few times at first and say so to the fear. You're about to go up on stage in front of a group of people. I bet everybody's got to be scared of that, right? Everybody's got to be scared of that. Everybody's got to feel like they're going to throw up or butterflies in the stomach. But they go out there, they're like, so I'm afraid. So turn that fear into excitement. Use the word excited instead of afraid. I'm afraid to go out there. Turn that around to I'm excited to go out there. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. Then you go out there, you grab the microphone, and over time, think of the first time you tried anything. Anything that you were first afraid to do. There's like a million examples, I'm sure. Swimming, going in the ocean for the first time. Any first time is always rattling until you get comfortable with it. So don't be afraid. Don't let those demons rule your life. You'll just waste your life away and you'll just stay in that habit of listening to those demons. They'll never have your best interest at heart. Never, never. They just love that you're listening and they love that you're just, giving them all kinds of loosh. Loosh is the negative feelings they feed off of. And you're not doing God any favors, and you're not really helping anybody live in life listening to demons all the time. And most people do. It's really sad. All right, so we're looking at Archangel Animal. Who is the animal that is helping us this week? Who is the animal helping us this week? The raven. Prepare for change. Wow. Ravens are pretty incredible, and an owl in the back. Listen to the messages of the angels as you prepare for change. The angels will be urging you and keeping you safe through it. Raven. All right, let's read about ravens. The raven comes from Sirius and brings a special magic. Crows, rooks, magpies, drongos, and ravens are all known as the tricksters of the bird kingdom. They create change by overcoming obstacles and overcoming obstacles. And instigate transitions in animals and humans. Their sole mission is to nudge people and animals towards enlightenment. We are ascending, after all, right? If you see a single one of these birds, it is prompting you to watch out for unexpected change, or it may be telling you to raise your consciousness before you draw something unwanted to you. They remind you to set pure intentions so that you attract good things. So, all right, let's read that again. If you see a single one of these birds, remember the legend when you're trying to learn how to listen to spirit? You tell yourself and you talk to your spirit team and you say, okay, if I see one bird, this is what that means. If I see a bird fly to the right, that's what that means. It's scrying, right? So if you see a single bird, you can put this in your little bank, your little data bank. If you see a single one of these birds, it's prompting you to watch out for unexpected change, or it may be telling you to raise your consciousness before you draw something unwanted to you. So it's telling you, keep your mind on things that you want, not on things that you don't want. Keep a positive mindset. It's also talking about how in that transition, this big storm that could come, in a way, spiritual storm, you're going to just have to decide if you're going to bring bad things to you or good things to you by what you're focusing on, what you're thinking about in that moment. So they remind you to set pure intention so you attract good things. So make good choices. I was prompted to tell somebody, she's probably watching. I was prompted to tell somebody at one point, I just said, remember, make good decisions. And she's like, I just set my drink down. I've stopped drinking now. She'd already had like a couple of drinks and she was just like, okay, that was what I needed to just set it down. So ravens, let's see, the service mission of ravens is to clear up what? Clear up carrion? I don't know what that is. Carrion. Huh, okay. Maybe that's a place. In doing so, they keep things clean and teach us that everything can be used. Ravens work with Archangel Azrael, the angel of birth and death, who sends one of these birds to any animal ready to give birth. I wonder if some of you are going to get pregnant. Its arrival is a reminder to the mother that it's a time to prepare for the new. Well, Earth is giving birth. We know that. I mean, we are going through a death and a resurrection right now. When one waits for a dying animal, it is energetically helping it to pass over. Okay, guidance. I'm getting a headache with this, so this must be really important because they're attacking me right now. When you receive this card, your guidance is to watch your thoughts. Make sure that they are positive and wholesome. Examine intentions and make clear ones for everyone's good, including your own. A pure vision sets your journey to enlightenment and ascension. The Raven suggests that you have skills and talents that will enable you to bypass obstacles in a clever and different way. It also warns you to be prepared for sudden change or a transition into something unexpected and new. You have all the support and help you need for the transition ahead. Does that not sound like Nesara? There was a guy that was skeptical. And I think what happens is if you know that being negative is the wrong thing and you feel bad about it, a part of you feels bad about it, but you're choosing that way of looking at the situation like he was. He was like, it's a crock. It's never going to happen. I've waited around for years for Nesara to roll out. It's never going to blah, blah, blah. He chose a negative route. And I had said to him, well, what did you do during that time when you were waiting? Did you become more skeptical or did you become more optimistic? Did you become more healed? Did you focus on how to enhance your life? Did you heal your wounds? Did you heal your triggers? Were you actively healing yourself? Because that's, what I always encourage. I've encouraged this for years. Don't just sit around twiddling your fingers, like actively work on healing yourself. It's the most important thing right now, right? So what some people do when they get stuck in that negative mindset and that was their choice, but they know that it was the wrong one, they feel guilty about it, they'll try to convince other people. They'll try to argue with them. Well, see, they're trying to justify being in that negative mindset. And those of us who are in a positive mindset or even are listening to our intuitions and know darn well it's going to happen, we feel strong and we don't necessarily need the evidence, although there's tons of it. You just have to look in the right places. It's that thing of like, if you want to look for a problem, you'll absolutely find it. So you have to look in the right place. Obviously, that dude was not looking in the same places as I'm looking. Because if he would have chosen a positive mindset, he'd be seeing all kinds of evidence. So something in him gave up at some point along the line, and he decided to go negative. Don't ever do that. Don't ever give up on the right thing or the good thing or the thing that gives you hope. Sweetie. Always stay in love. Always choose the positive thing because, man, I could have gotten taken down so many times in my life, but I just refuse to give up and I refuse to go into complete fear. You'd lose your mind. I've done it. I've lost my mind. It was not fun. That was my PTSD experience. So you can't do that. You have to stay in a positive mindset. And there's a negative timeline that guy's probably going to be on where that really doesn't happen for him. Not manifesting it for him. I'm just saying, and when you choose to go that direction, then, I mean, you're listening to those demons and you're not listening to your heart. You're not listening to, he's not present enough. He's not healing enough. And I know that he's not alone. There are quite a few people who sound like that in the groups that I look at and stuff on Telegram and other places. The proof is there. It's absolutely happening. Anybody who watches Iraq, they're leading the way right now. They're showing the way. It's incredible. And they're celebrating right now. They're having a pretty damn good time. And I'm super happy for them. I think it's incredible. And the rest of us are watching and we can't wait for our turn, So, okay, enough of that. Hopefully I lit a fire under somebody's butt today. All right. So, this one comes before that one. Ooh, I'm getting a headache. The demons are unhappy with me. I love it. I'll take all the headaches. Because I appreciate the confirmation that they're hating what I'm saying. Let's do a clearing for some of you. Shishifu umanata sase na tarakiwa shishinchi na taratenta sase la huawa ma na tarateta chichi. Oh, wa shishinchi na taratenta sase. Tai wa an sase shu shamba pe taratata shishi na tara sase kipe pe na taraki. Okay. I do something with those who attack me. And it's not something fun. Okay. Hi, Amy. I'd like to know. Oh, wait, sorry. 6215. Let's put a thing up. All right, there. Some kind of visual there. All right. 6215. Hi, Amy. I would like to know a little 3-month forecast going into April energies regarding specifically how my creative passion can help support me financially until our financial system is changed. Or how my DM might fit into that with me over the next 3 months. I don't know what your creative passion is, so that's a little tough to tell you how that's going to support you when I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll feel into it and see. Is it art? Is it, I don't know, creating recycled materials? No clue. All right. Shishihiwa inata sese wa napo maanake. Tu shishishi natorosa wa. Oh, okay. Wow. I'm actually seeing like metal and welding. If that's not the creative project you're doing now, it might be something you're going to get into. But yeah, I'm seeing like yeah, one of those welding things that lifts up when you're looking at something, then it lifts back down when you're gonna. Somebody's doing that with some metal in a barn. That's interesting. So, or like it, yeah, looks like a barn. Hapa wa shishin shehin atrasase. When I'm filling into the person's heart, I assume this is you. It feels very secure. Like I don't think you're thinking about money at all. Like you're just having fun. You're just creating something that you just are inspired to create. That's fun and exciting. And like when you're a kid, hey, let's go build a fort. That's the kind of energy you're in. Um, so yeah, I don't know if that's something you know how to do, but it's probably something you're going to learn how to do. Right? I mean, I guess it could be metaphorical. It could be just a symbolic thing. But it kind of looks literal to me. So I'm looking for your divine masculine anywhere around you. It actually feels like he's being supportive. I don't know if it's your house that you live in and he would come live there too, but I feel him being like in a support role in a way. Like, hey, what can I do while you're doing that? I'm going to go uh, do this, that, and the other thing while you do that. But he's also having a great time. I don't feel him concerned about anything either. He's just kind of buzzing around, taking care of this and that. I don't You're more focused on something specific and he's more just generally being supportive, running around. This is so funny too, because this is like the opposite of our gender roles right now. Yeah, not that there even are gender roles anymore, if you know what I mean. Oh my gosh. So, but yeah, it's interesting. Like I would never guess that the female would be welding something and the guy would just be running around doing a bunch of things. But hey, what works for, you know, every couple is unique and every couple needs to honor what's good for them, what they enjoy, what they like, what they're good with, period. It doesn't even matter what that is. You guys could hang upside down like bats at night while you sleep. Who cares? If it works for you guys. It's got to work for you guys, though. Both of you have to like whatever it is. But it looks like you guys are quite happy doing that. And that's going to happen quicker than you think, because I'm trying to look like at the time, looking at like a 3-month time span, and it's like right in the middle of the 3 months. So within about a month and a half, you're already going to be totally in your zone and not worried about money and buzzing right along with a new life with your person, like you've done it a million years. You're both incredibly comfortable with all of it and excited. There's a buzzing in the air, like you're about to build the most incredible ship. or something like you're or I don't know. What would you be building? I don't know, but you're very excited, and it's just the like the toothpick of a huge barn made of toothpicks, and you're just working on this little toothpick, but it's so exciting because pretty soon you're going to have a whole barn made of toothpicks. So whatever this is, it's really you're both of you are quite excited. 谢谢我呢，谢谢 K 呢，哎。妈妈呢，都在等这些我 K 呢。There are some surprises they don't want to tell you about right now. We're all on the precipice of some really, really incredible changes. So they don't want you to know too much. What else? What is she? I'm going to look at what you're going to surrender over the next 3 months and what he's going to surrender. What is the main thing that she's going to surrender in the next 3 months? What is she going to surrender in the next 3 months? What is she going to surrender in the next 3 months? What is she going to surrender? So you're going to get over this thing in 3 months. Surrender your addictions. And we just read that card, but whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. Okay. What is he going to get over in the next 3 months? What is he going to get over in the next 3 months? Surrender defensiveness. Yay. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness for sure. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. Well, defensiveness is just fear. And it's just listening to that, it's like that guy that was arguing with me that Nesara isn't happening, that's defensiveness because he knew he'd gone the wrong way. It's a sign of listening to demons too much in your ego, and your ego is demons. So he's going to surrender some demons. Okay, so what is your best advice for her and then for them? Best advice for her. Best advice for her over the next 3 months, please. Best advice for her. Oh, I keep shooting out. Oh, there's 2 cards. There's one for, I don't know which one is which, but you got 3 cards. Is this for her? Just her? Just you. Breathe. The calmer you are, the more time slows down and the easier it is to get everything done. Okay. Feelings. Healing begins with feeling. Be gentler with yourself and tender with your heart. You might want to read that book, Letting Go, that I've been talking about. Okay, shine. Don't dim your light. The world needs your unique talents and gifts, so shine brightly. Okay, so what is the advice for both of them? What's the advice for both of them over the next 3 months? What should they focus on as a couple over the next 3 months? Optimism. If you're going to make up stories in your head about people and circumstances, please make them loving stories with happy endings. Oh, sounds like you guys got a bunch of work cut out for you. When any relationship comes together, you gotta, this is why it's not necessarily easier to be with somebody, because you deal with each other's fears and insecurities and the devils that you've been listening to, the demons you've been listening to, all the insecurities and things. So it's really, really important when coming together with someone that you have an open mind, that you listen without trying to argue back your point, that you let them have their complete say. I actually have a video here on YouTube about how to listen effectively. You can just put in my name and the word listen, I think, and it should come up. It was years ago, but it's a really good video. So you really want to hear each other out is the most important thing, is that the other person feel understood. And, and if you guys have been practicing not listening to your demons, you'll do a lot better in your relationship, because you're not going to be imagining the worst about each other and getting defensive really easy. But if somebody's in the habit of listening to their demons and over identifying them as part of their personality, that can take a while. And if you're really attached to that ego, if you're really attached to your personality, a lot of times you end up separating, because, but our planet is ascending and we are going through some tremendous shifts, so the solar flash is yet to happen. All these things that are really going to help, because we've just been programmed for so long. We really haven't had a chance to evolve like we should, like God intended us to. So those times are still coming. Okay, so I hope that helps and gives you some insights as to the next few months. Okay. Okay. 6217. Good morning, Amy. I am meeting my true love this Monday, face to face, after 28 years apart. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's been doubts put in my mind, I'm sure, from demons stopping our happiness. Good job. Good job. Good job. I was just talking to somebody yesterday and she said, I've been feeling this. And I said, whoa, stop, rephrase that. Something's been trying to make you feel this. And then there was some relief to her. Yeah, something's been trying to make me feel that way. Yeah, you don't have to be convinced of that. That's not true. That's not you. And they were able to see it, like when you can separate it out like that and see that something's playing with you if you're feeling negative about anything, very wise person right here. Okay. So good morning, Amy. I'm meeting my true love for the first time in 28 years. Can you imagine how incredible that would feel? See, and that guy is not saying to himself, it's too late. He's like, it's been 28 years, but it's about time I do the right thing, right? Good for him. Both of these guys, obviously, they're mature enough to handle this. Look at them. Okay. There have been doubts put in my mind by demons, trying to stop our happiness. Can I get a blessing for our time together to have pure joy, release, and healing together? Blank is on his journey as I am, and I wonder spiritual growth comes together for us side by side. Well, it sure sounds like it to me. So this is so exciting. Yes, of course. I'm happy to do that. And thank you for the tip, by the way. That was really sweet of you to do that. She says, she gives a tip and says, every video is getting me closer to God, and I rewatch them to realign again. The demons are trying harder some days than others. Thank you so much and stay strong. Yay. Thank you. All right. Shishipuwana sensei and I tatampo. I think both of you have learned the things that I taught in the beginning of this video. You guys are a really good example of that. Because you're afraid, but you're doing it anyway, and like I was saying, anything new, you're always going to be afraid of it. Anything, going to a new town, starting a new job, starting a new relationship, starting a new earth, starting Nesara, all of it, anything new is it's gonna be something you're not used to, so it's gonna make your stomach churn and oh, oh. I just feel like you guys are just going to be so connected at the heart and have such a beautiful conversation. I feel like even when he's sharing some hard stuff that's tough for him to admit, I feel like you leaning forward and you really understanding and like holding his hand and being like, wow, that must have been tough. That must have been a hard decision, or, that kind of thing. And I feel like him holding your hands when he's telling you his vision for the future for the two of you, what he's always dreamt about, daydreamed about, what he's even planned for, some of it. Aw. There are things he owns, things that he's either made or worked on or set aside somehow, but you are in everything, in so many aspects of his life. I mean, he could like walk through his place and he'd be like, that stool right there, I made with you in mind because you're short and I thought it would help you get on top of the fridge. So I thought, well, I'm going to make a stool for her before she even gets here. And there's like another thing in the other room. Like I was inspired by you one day and I was thinking to make this thing and this table. It ended up being so cool and I couldn't wait to show it to you someday. Like I feel like there are a number of things like that in his life. You would see as you walk through his home so many reflections, or he would point out all these things that where you could tell that he had been thinking of you the whole time. Oh, of course he never would have told anybody that. Oh my gosh. I just felt into the moment you guys meet or the moment you see each other, and it's just like you both want to just collapse, like so glad and so happy, but so nervous, and oh, there he is, and there she is. That's a shame, but like such a relief though to finally get a chance to talk, to finally like have it out. I feel like sometimes you guys are going to be laughing, but ultimately the way that you guys end the talk feels like relief. It feels so much better to have some of these things answered than lingering around out there. And he's so apologetic. Like, I am so sorry that I didn't explain all this sooner, that I didn't like try to reassure you and let you know that I was thinking of you, or that how much I love you, or. Oh, I just saw him put his arm around you and kiss you like right there, kiss your head and say, I'm gonna make this up to you. So that sounds, I am going to, let's see, when should I feel into this? What should be, well, let's look at the result. Let's look at the result of that this coming together is going to have. I released something in there, that big yawn. I released something in there. I didn't get anything on what it was. Probably just the nervousness, help you guys feel more comfortable. Yeah, I just got a yes. Okay, so, what are going to be the results? What is the end that having had this conversation together, how are they both going to feel? Not each, but how are they both going to feel walking away from the table, or leaving that restaurant, or whatever you guys are going to do there? Wow, you're going to feel empowered. You're going to feel powerful, like you could rule a kingdom. It's amazing. You're going to be strategizing, probably strategizing on how to create a new life together. And you're going to walk away from things that no longer serve you. You'll feel inspired. Like anybody with an addiction, you're going to be like, nope, I'm walking into my new life. I'm throwing drinking away. I'm going to throw this thing away. I'm not going to smoke marijuana 24/7. I'm going to, like you'll be inspired to change some things in order to be together. Secrets will have come out, or you'll be thinking of sharing some secrets, like, because it felt safe for you guys to talk about whatever you did. So it's like, okay, do I continue and tell them this other thing as well? So just know that you're not going to necessarily have all the secrets out on the table with that talk, but it's going to make you want to make a judgment call to tell them more, and to do the right thing. To do the right thing. And if there's a contract or somebody's married, they're going to want to get a divorce. Okay, so yeah, both of you guys are manifesting a new adventure, being like an excited little teenager. Thinking, oh my gosh, looking at the new horizon, big scary mountain, but you're grabbing your brand new backpack with your brand new compass and all the equipment that the guy at the place told you that you should have if you go camping. It's the feel. Both of you are going to be like, okay, I think I have everything for this. I think I'm ready. All right, so yeah, doing something out of integrity. And I just saw the conflict card. I just randomly looked at the five of swords, which, well, it could be that he wants to take action immediately because he doesn't want any. If he thinks that if you have other suitors or somebody else that you've been interested in that you've been talking to, he wants to nab you up by being genuine and having integrity and being in his power. And he's going to you guys are going to express your love to each other and be real clear about how you feel about each other. And that's going to feel damn good. And ultimately, at the bottom of the deck, which is the theme for the whole thing, is you're going to feel like celebrating. You're going to feel super, super excited. Let me look at the card underneath it. It's going to be very healing, very, very healing, and even shocking. And the end of a difficult period. And you both feel like it's like somebody's finally given back. It's been reciprocated. It's going to the next level and it's healing. And you guys both want to have lots of communication going forward, and it's going to heal. It's healed your hearts. And you guys both feel like you have a long-term situation here. You've got a long-term thing, and it's been divinely guided the whole time. And you're really trying not to worry. You're really trying not to worry about anything. You're feeling pretty darn optimistic and full of joy. So yay, good for you. Congratulations. Okay, so I also feel like doing a blissing right now for everyone who's coming into union, because this kind of energy that's going on, this is a rare energy that's happening with this eclipse. So I just want to do a blessing for whether you know it or not. This may not pertain to you, or it may, who knows, but any of you who are going to be coming into union, or at least having that conversation, trying to reconcile, or, somebody doing right by you or you doing right by somebody, I'm going to do a blessing right now to help it, just supportive energy, to help it go as well as it possibly can, so that you guys leave with that same feeling optimistic, feeling so happy, feeling like you've really gotten a huge lift off your shoulders, and a difficult time of constantly thinking about it is over. I mean, you're still going to be thinking about it, but now you've got a lot more clarity, and it feels more solid, and it feels like you can do something about it because you're going to be talking now, and it just feels good, right? So let's do a blessing for everyone in that. 谢谢我那三世，我见他提示，我很信心那他三世，我好那他呼那信息快。Oh, I'm also quieting any demons that are going to be talking in your shoulders and be on your shoulders while you guys come together, because I'm sure, that's another one of those things that's inevitable, because the demons are going to try to squash that real fast. Hapama shushinchina tariki wa sanse shishishin tututatan. It would be good for you to say to the little devil that comes in, "Brr, brr, 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 brr. You don't know what you're talking about. Shut up." Just say that. You don't know what you're talking about. 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 Just say it a million times if you need to, but just keep shrugging it off, and maybe meditate. When you meditate, you learn how to not listen to those little things, and they come in your own voice. You guys know how this works. It sounds like you. It sounds like you worrying. It's not you. It's them putting that worry feeling in you, causing you to, yeah. They almost like channel you. You channel the demon, really. is kind of what's happening. They jump in you, they become you, and they think those thoughts for you. Oh, but they're not going to like you. Oh, surely they're going to figure out you're an imposter. Surely they're going to figure out that you're really, this, that, and the other thing, or that you have this bad habit, or that, whatever that is that scares you, say it. I've watched this movie last night, and this guy says to this girl, he says, "Oh my gosh, you're perfect," and she has like a breakdown. She freaks out. She's, "I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect," and she starts listing off all these things about herself that were not perfect. And he's just like, was kind of stunned, like, where did all that come from, And then he's like, well, you know what? I'm not perfect either. And here's what I do. And and he goes off on a whole list of things. He like slept with a log or a branch under his pillow because he likes the smell of hickory. So, you know, that's the heart you got to come into this with. You got to be fierce. You got to be courageous and say, look, there are all these things wrong with me too. It's out there. I hid nothing. So, because you don't want to go into the relationship feeling like you fooled someone. That you don't want to hold any secrets, you guys. There are certain things that are wise not to share, I suppose, but definitely not anything that would make somebody, that would break everything apart if they found out. That you're intentionally hiding because they wouldn't be with you if you were like that. Definitely tell them. Definitely tell them anything that would be a deal breaker for them. If you think, sometimes we don't know what would be a deal breaker for them. I thought I told everybody everything, like I dated this one guy. I don't even remember what the issue was, but I thought I told him everything. And then I told him something and then he was just shocked. And I was like, that? Like all the other stuff didn't scare you, but that did? And he walked away. And I was like, okay, well, good, because I just realized he wasn't the one for me. Because the one who's for you will be okay with all that, or he'll learn to be okay with it, or she. So don't be afraid to completely be yourself and tell them your truth. So, and I don't know what it's, there are some things that you would hide, and why would you hide those things, I guess? If it doesn't bring anything good, if it doesn't bring anything good, and if it's harmless in the sense that, like, if they found out, they would just be like, well, why didn't you just tell me? Something like that. I don't know. I can't think of an example where you'd want to keep something from somebody, but I know that there have been moments where I've thought, that'd probably be an appropriate thing not to share or not to tell somebody. And don't tell them all up front. You want to leave some mystery there too. You don't want to just, because I used to do that too. Years ago, I would date somebody and just let them know everything. Be like, okay, I don't even know if I like you yet, let alone like have to know all that stuff. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what that is, what that means, but whatever it is, I got past it. So, although now I tell you guys everything, but not everything, for sure, not everything. Anyway, now I'm just blabbing, but be still and know that I am God. I just looked at those words. So ultimately, that's what you got to remember. Be still and know I am. I am is consciousness. Be still and know I am God. So be present. And when you're with your person, don't get in your head. When you go to have your reunion, don't get in your head. Be present. Be truly listening to them. Be feeling them. Put yourself in their shoes. Don't be thinking about your answer back or the perfect answer back. Just say what's on your heart and be completely, totally vulnerable and honest. Because if they end up walking away, they were not the one for you, and you would have eventually figured it out. So it's better to figure out sooner than later. Okay. And whatever kooky stuff is going to happen in the world should be any minute, especially this week. This is going to be a really powerful, energetic week. Stay present. Just choose presence and peace and love over fear and and all that. Even with the NDA stuff, take it in stride. Do what you can to protect yourself or refuse to sign it or whatever you feel. But don't worry, don't worry about it. Just do what you can to make yourself feel comfortable and then stay present in the moment when you go through the process. Okay. So much love for you guys. If you want to order an Ask Amy Q&A question, just go to the website. And as long as I'm going to reiterate that video that I left last week saying that, just basically what's on the services page is what's available right now. If it's not there coming up in the days ahead, then I just don't offer that yet or right now anyway, so it could be a temporary thing or it could be a permanent thing. I'm not sure. But just know that, yeah, that whatever services are there are what's available at that time. So yeah, for now, as of making this video, I do have Ask Amy Q&As available. I suppose if I decided not to put one out at a certain time and you had already ordered it, I would just send it to you personally. I would do something like that. Okay. So have a great rest of your week. Hang in there. It should be a doozy. And yeah, all right. Talk to you later. Bye.